Jack mentioned today about something kind of like we used to have, this idea about embeddable technology, lightweight, fast, easy to deploy. I think what I'm going to do is turn the program back over to my good colleague and friend again, Rob Elkins, who's going to show us something quick and lightweight. Rob?
Thanks, Dean. It's good to be back. Get my screen up on the big screen. All right. So David just showed us some of the new capabilities for developers. Hopefully we have some developers in the room or managers of developers that are looking to build custom, focused, lightweight applications that can run, of course, on mobile devices, as David just showed. So we'll have the ArcGIS Runtime for developers for the iOS, Android, Windows Phone, and Windows Mobile. But sometimes we need a little bit more functionality than those devices allow, or we need to leverage disconnected or offline access of a geodatabase. So we're announcing the new ArcGIS Runtime SDK for Windows and for Linux. This will give developers the ability to use the latest technologies from Microsoft.NET with WPF to create beautiful custom applications, cross-platform solutions with Java and with C++ and Qt. Really, this addresses many of the challenges and the criticism and feedback we've received over the last few years relating to ArcObjects and ArcGIS engine development. You as developers, we've heard you that you want to be able to work connected to ArcGIS server and disconnected and still have a fast, powerful application. You want complete control of the user interface to be able to help your end users solve their problems and not have to worry about the complexities of GIS sometimes. We'll now support 64-bit and 32-bit as we introduce a new architecture different from any previous release from ESRI that will allow developers to not only easily build their application with the new SDKs, but as has been said before, easily deploy their solutions. That's really one of the most important things. We can have developers building great applications, but if it's difficult to deploy and get on the machines of end users, it's never going to be used. So right here, I'm going to actually install a custom ArcGIS Runtime application. We'll get out of PowerPoint. And this application is actually on this USB thumb drive here. So don't save. All right, so I don't have to actually run through a big, long installation process. Someone could simply give me a DVD, a USB drive. I could download the application. Here I have my geology viewer. I want to show you, before I start it up, actually what's in it. There's a map package, which is all the map for this viewer. There's the ArcGIS Runtime itself, which is under 100 megabytes, 96 megabytes. Some support files for WPF, and then the actual application itself. I'm going to go ahead and open it right off the USB drive without actually installing anything. And you notice right away it started up. We're leveraging all the cores and processing capabilities of this modern laptop to be able to display this data quickly without installing anything locally on the machine. I get great performance as I can pan and zoom around and see this is actually about 4 gigs of data for all of this geological data for North America. I can zoom in and I can see that I get all of the cartography that we're used to with a map authored in ArcMap. I'm getting the same Mapplex labels, cartographic representations, all available to me in a nice custom application. Now this is a simple map viewer, and that was great that my friend was able to build that, copy it onto the thumb drive, and I could just install it. But let me show you another application that leverages the power of geoprocessing and geocoding and the geodatabase. Here we're looking at a map that's referencing a geodatabase, actually SDE in this case, and it's a utility network. So I've got a geometric network here with all of the different electrical connections to these homes here. And I'm going to first perform an address search. So instead of typing in an address here, getting nervous on stage, I'm just going to pick one from my list. I'm going to perform a geocode. It finds that location, automatically pans the map there, because as the developer, I want to make it very easy for my users, maybe out in the field or in their trucks or in the office. So it finds that address. I can now perform a fairly complex network trace on this fuse trace here with a simple click of the button. The end user of this application doesn't need to know what's going on behind the scenes, which is actually a geoprocessing model that was run. They just get the results visually displayed on their map, and they can still pan and zoom around and work with this. We'll go ahead and do another one here. Let's pick a new address. We'll locate that. There it is on the map. I'm using WPF to give it a nice glow effect. We'll run the trace tool again, and we'll see the result. And I could then be able to troubleshoot any interruptions in the power from the home address to the fuse. So ArcGIS Runtime is much more than just a map viewer. Of course, we want to be able to display great maps and have map-centric applications, but you as the developer can embed and create the application however you want to expose a little bit of functionality or a lot of GIS capabilities. Package that all up with a small deliverable and easily deploy it to your end users. This will be our ArcGIS Runtime for Windows and Linux. It's part of the ArcGIS 10.1 beta program, and we encourage all of those developers or organizations looking to build new applications to take a look at the beta that's available now, along with all the other beta products for ArcGIS 10.1. Give us your feedback so we can get it right for this initial release early next year. Thanks, Dean.